Hi everyone and welcome to a book review. This one is going to be for Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. I don't remember what I gave this one. I think I gave this 3.75. Let me double check. Just pulling up Goodreads. Okay. Let's see. Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. Yes, 3.75. So it's showing as a 3-star on Goodreads. So this one we are following Evie. She is living with her sister and her mom because her parents are divorced. So, and you learn a little bit more about that. I had a similar kind of experience. I mean, there are a few differences, but yeah, I mean, they divorced when she was like 9, and my parents divorced when I was 9, and because of a cheating thing, and same thing in my situation. So that's pretty much where the similarities end. So I could sympathize and empathize with Evie in this. So one day Evie goes, she's in the process of just like, because of, you know, everyone's pitched this as she sees how people's relationships end, which is true, but that's why she is against things, and that's only partly true. That's why only partly true as to why she is against kind of love and romance. So she's in the start, you find her trying to get rid of her romance books. She used to love to read romance, and she's trying to clear this out, which I don't blame her. I find that believable, because if you were in a similar situation and took things a little harder than others, you may be much more cynical when it comes to love, and then not like reading romance because of the cynicism that you had developed regarding love and relationships. So that's kind of where that started, is due to her life experience. She no longer really believed in love. It's just going to end badly anyway, type of a philosophy. Totally understandable, totally relatable, you know, things like that. So she ends up at kind of like a free library and meets this woman, and it's after that point that she starts, that everyone has talked about, where she starts seeing visions of seeing how people's life kind of flash before her eyes. She sees how the people met, their current relationship status, and then how their relationship is going to end, whether through death, breakup, with just being separated, or cheating, or, you know, something like that, falling out of love. So she sees the end of their loving relationship. But there is a particular event that with those relationships, you can't just look at every single couple and see how their relationship is going to end. There is a certain criteria that has to happen before she sees that. And then once that criteria happens, then their relationship kind of flashes before her eyes, and she sees again how it started, how it's going, and how it's going to end. So that's kind of the whole thing. She's also, what has happened, she has this friend who kind of just encourages her to just go with the flow. And so she ends up getting this pamphlet that has the title Instructions for Dancing, hence the title of this book, Instructions for Dancing. So they're big, you know, the relationship thing is a big plot point, as well as this whole dancing thing. The dancing thing is kind of like a secondary one. So she ends up going to this dance studio, and things evolve from there. She meets this guy, and they both end up being dance partners and learning how to dance. And it's a romance, so obviously there's going to be a budding relationship. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I found it very relatable. I found it very realistic. Obviously, aside from the, you know, seeing the past, present, and future of relationships. But other than that, the relationship that Evie had with her mother, her sister, her friends at school was very realistic and believable. my issue with this was the ending of the book. I did not like how it ended. So I was thinking this was going to be a 4-star read. I am definitely interested in checking out more work by Nicola Yoon. I did like the writing of this. It was simplistic, but it is a YA, so it's not going to be as complicated or thoroughly as fleshed out and descriptive as like an adult book. So it is a bit more simplistic, which I personally really liked. My problem again is with the ending. I felt like it was way too rushed. I felt like there could have been that there should have been like an epilogue that was like 4 or 5 pages. I don't think it needed 3 or 4 more chapters. I think it just needed, instead of the last chapter being what it is, let's see, oh, that's acknowledgments. Okay, so the last chapter is like a page and a half, and I feel like that's definitely not enough. So I think there could have been, you know, the last chapter could definitely be the 2.5, but I think this, in order to round out to be a complete 4-star for me, because the ending knocked it down, I think it needed like a 4 or 5 epilogue, page epilogue, so that there's a bit more of a description with things rather than basically point A, B, and C type of a ending. I just felt like it was way too rushed. That's really my only complaint with this, and so that's what brought it down. It was never hitting a 5-star, which, you know, that's perfectly fine. I still thoroughly enjoyed it, but it was sitting at a 4-star until that very last chapter, and that's what brought it down. I think a 3.5 would have been a little too harsh of a rating, and kind of unfair because of how much I thoroughly enjoyed this and how quickly I flew through it. So that's why I'm doing a 3.75. I wish it would have been a complete 4-star, but that's neither here nor there, and it is what it is. So I really thoroughly enjoyed this, and again, I'm looking forward to picking up more work by Nicola Yoon. So that's pretty much it for this book review. So that's, again, Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. I'm very grateful I finally got to this, and I look forward to checking out more of her work. So let me know if you've read this and your thoughts on that, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I'll talk to you later.